Welcome to Down Under. Well, so much for my Australian accent. But we're going to start with a country that's going to teach us a little bit about woodwind instruments. One of the oldest instruments that we know of is the didgeridoo. Can you guess which one that might be? How about this one? Now, how about this one? How about this? Or this? Or this? Or this? Or even this? Well, if you guessed this one, you'd be right. The didgeridoo is a woodwind instrument. The reason why we call it a woodwind instrument is because usually it is made out of wood. And we call it a wind instrument because we're actually going to blow through it. Here's one hole. Here's another hole. Let's see if I can make a sound. Oh, this is awful big. Look, it's as tall as I am. They come in all different heights, but usually they're pretty big, just like this one. Let's see if I can create a sound. Ready? It's not as easy as it looks. It takes a lot of wind or breath to blow through this instrument. You'll have a link that shows you somebody can play it much better than I can. You can try to make one at home by using a PVC pipe, painting it and decorating it, and trying to blow through it. Something similar, not made out of wood. Many instruments in the outback, actually termites could bore through the wood itself. If you could see through it, it's just hollow all the way through. I could shine my light and actually look through it, kind of like a telescope. But again, when I blow through it, it's going to create a sound. They come in all different, again, sizes and patterns, just like this. Didgeridoo from Australia. You also have a coloring sheet attached if you'd like to learn a little bit more about this instrument and other instruments from the country of Australia. You probably already know what this is. We've had this in music class before. It's a recorder. I'm actually going to blow through here to create a sound. And when I plug up the holes, what do you think is going to happen? Let's see. Which made the higher sound? When I closed it off? This is a recorder. Another woodwind instrument is this flute here from the Philippines. They took just a reed, kind of from the river, hollowed it out, like that telescope, added a few holes, and they could actually blow through this as well. Now this instrument is not made out of wood. It's out of metal, but the early flutes were made out of wood. How would I do this one? Would I blow this way? Or this way? In a flute, you actually blow across the hole here. These keys here open and shut the holes in the flute to create different sounds. My son played the flute, not me, but let's see if I can produce a sound. I think Miss Amy Daughter does a much better job than I do. Some cultures will also use their breath or wind to use objects like this even horn to blow through and create sounds. There's a special Jewish instrument also that's a ram's horn that they create really unique sounds, especially at this time of year. Today, though, we're going to talk about 2 instruments that you can make at home. You should have all your materials already set in place. It's as simple as an empty toilet tissue, a piece of wax paper or parchment paper. You can cut it in a circle or cut it in a square. If you'd like, you can paint this to be a variety of different colors and even poke some holes through it to create different sounds like we did on our flute. So I took my paper, covered the very top just like this, grabbed a rubber band, wrapped it around so that now I have one hole open and one hole that is closed. And when I hum through it, I create a special sound. The sound that you're hearing is my air blowing through this and vibrating against this piece of paper. You can create your own horns. Another instrument you create that's pretty simple is using a straw. So, find a straw. Paper straws work better, but this is a plastic straw. Now, I've got to tell you, I've tried this before, and it took me a lot of time, so don't get frustrated if you can't make that sound. You'll just have to keep practicing. I took a pair of scissors. I've pinched the end of my straw together like this, and I've cut it at an angle, like that, so it looks like a sharp pencil. It has a little point on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it between my lips, and I'm going to press those 2 little openings, that little mouth, down. When my air comes across it, it's going to create a different sound. It's going to vibrate as the air pushes through. Let's see. Are you ready? On the count of 3, help me out. 1, 2, I'm almost out of breath. Did you hear the sound that that created? Let's see if I can create that sound again. But my straw is not really short. It's a little bit longer. We're going to find out what happens when I blow through it, make that sound, and then make that instrument shorter, shorter, and shorter. I want you to listen to see if the sound gets higher or lower. Let me take a breath. Here we go. On the count of 3. And a pair of scissors. You can try making some of these instruments at home. So again, those are part of the woodwind family. They come in all different shapes and sizes, from something really small like my straw to something a little bit taller like the kazoo I made, to something made out of bone, wood, metal. But again, it's called a woodwind because they were generally originated. The first ones were made out of wood. The didgeridoo. And finally, the recorder. There's even more woodwind instruments, some that have reeds in them. And we'll learn about those maybe later. But thanks for joining us today on Music Moments with Miss Renee. See you guys soon. See if I can do that again.